So this is the Alpha Sessions. I'm Alan, and I'm very pleased to be joined in the studio by Sarah Gargano. Welcome.
Thank you.
To the Alpha Sessions. And welcome to London as well, because you are in London just for a few months, aren't you?
Yes.
From New York.
Yes.
So, yeah. So how long are you going to be in London for, and why are you here?
I've been studying first semester, so as an exchange student, but I'm leaving. I haven't chosen an exact date yet, but at the end of January.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how has your experience of London been? Is it what you hoped it would be?
Yes, I love London. I go to a school in the middle of nowhere in Ohio in the States. So usually during the school year, I don't have much chance to get involved in the music scene. I don't know, there are a lot of musicians at my school. I feel so weird saying school because I know that's when you're 12
uni
here.
Or college or
yeah,
something.
uni.
Yeah.
But my school is called Oberlin College, but
Right.
it's a uni technically. Yeah, so it's been really nice to be here because I feel like I can actually get involved with real world stuff and not just be in the middle of nowhere.
Are you a city girl, would you say? Would you
Yes.
prefer being in the city?
Yes. I wanted to try being in the middle of nowhere, the small town vibe, but...
Okay. And as a musician yourself, obviously, how do you find the music scene here compares to back home in New York?
I love it here. I have found that, I don't know, maybe this isn't everyone's experience, but I've been playing shows and doing open mics and all that in New York since I was 16 maybe. And most of my favorite open mics and venues in general have closed, whereas here I feel like I'm able to find at least 2 open mics every night. So I've been really enjoying it here.
And how would you say the crowds are different? Do you find they are very different to the ones you perform to here? Because I know you've done a couple of gigs over here, haven't you?
Yes. Well, I think I only did one actual gig, which was at 91 Living Room. I have noticed that people talk a lot.
Yeah.
In the audience. So it's a little harder to make it interactive a lot of the time, I guess, especially because of a lot of performing is at pubs. So people are...
Yeah, there are some very good venues where that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But there's certainly quite a few where it is like that.
Yeah.
And you like interacting with the audience, would you say?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. It's definitely harder to do that at pubs and stuff, but you find ways.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about how you came into music. So what's your background? Are you from a musical family? Was it always been for you?
No, I am not. Yeah, no. My brother too. No one in my family is musical. So I don't know.
So who knows where it came from?
Yeah.
But did you always listen to music when you were growing up?
Yes, yeah. I guess my family listened to the classic, like the Beatles, James Taylor, all of that. But I don't think I felt like that influenced me that much when I was really little. Now I love all that music. But I remember my dad always makes fun of me because when I was 10, I used to always say that Jesse McCartney was better than Paul McCartney.
Controversial.
Yeah.
And do you stand by that opinion now?
I don't, but Jesse McCartney is great.
Well, there's a name I haven't heard from.
I know,
Jesse McCartney.
I know.
Whatever happened. So what other sort of music did you listen to growing up?
What did I listen? I always loved Broadway shows. So I loved Les Mis. and all that stuff. I loved Avril Lavigne when I was a lot younger. And then I guess the person that really influenced me to start writing was probably Taylor Swift when I was like 13 or whatever.
And you can clearly hear the Taylor Swift influence in your sound.
Yeah.
And possibly in some of your early stuff, maybe a bit of Avril Lavigne in there as well, maybe.
Yeah. I definitely like the whole like pop punk vibe. I don't know if would you categorize Avril Lavigne as
I guess,
punk?
yeah, maybe
I don't
pop
know.
punk. Yeah, I can see that a little bit.
Yeah.
Or certainly pop rock anyway.
Yeah.
So that was around the time you say when you were 13 that you started writing songs, was it?
I think I started writing when I was 15. Yeah.
And how did you get into that? Were you always into sort of poetry and stuff?
Yes, I always was. I remember in 7th grade, I was always very dramatic, and I used to write these little vignettes because we had just read this book in school called The House on Mango Street, which is one of my favorite books. But the whole book is just a bunch of vignettes. And so I would write all these dramatic vignettes about my relationships with people when I was like 12. And I would dramatically read them to my friends on the bus home or like in the Starbucks near one of our houses. So I guess that's how I knew that I also liked to share my writing.
So the lyrics thing was not really a challenge for you so much then. But I mean, were you always singing as well, sort of growing up?
Yes. I took singing lessons when I was a lot younger, when I was 10 and stuff. And I had a karaoke machine, which I think gave me a lot of street cred when I was really little. But
so you had karaoke parties, did you?
I did. I always invited people over to do karaoke. I don't even think other people wanted to do it as much as I did. Time flies, friends move on, people die. I wanna cry for all the change in my bones. Lips part, time heals wounds, new chapters start. I feel my heart beating through my bones. I miss how I jumped into things without a second glance. I want those pieces back. I want a second chance. I want a second chance. Minds grow, people come, people go. I wanna know how to take it all in. Bad news comes, feelings change, my body thrums. I feel alive and numb from taking it all in. I miss how I jumped into things without a second glance. I want those pieces back. I want a second chance. I want a second chance. I bumped into an old friend today, the one that got away. I miss her all the time, but I'm glad she didn't stay. I like how I changed, proud of who I am today. Proud of who I am today. I miss how I jumped into things without a second glance. I want those pieces back. I want a second chance. I want a Second chance.
The Alpha Sessions.
We were talking about your writing and the lyrics and stuff. The thing that I guess everyone comments about with your music is that your lyrics are really open and honest. Did you find it quite easy to write in that way?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know how else to write. I would love to write more about not my life. But in general, I find it hard to lie. I don't know. I'm always pretty straightforward. So I think that comes through in my music.
And what sort of things would you say normally inspire you when writing? Is it to do with relationships? Is it to do with sending out a powerful message? What influences you?
I think it is more relationships and just my personal experiences. I wish that I could write more based on a certain message, I guess. But then usually I think too hard about that message and then it just doesn't end up being a good song. So I try to write just based on what's right in front of me, I guess.
So when you have your sort of songwriting process, is it normally a case of if it doesn't come to you very quickly, it doesn't happen at all? That's what you're saying?
Yeah. I've written a ton of songs that I just don't like that much. And maybe it is because they're not as personal. And yeah. I've also tried writing more for a message and stuff like that, but yeah, usually when I just write about what literally happened to me, it just sounds more cohesive.
Yeah, very honest and true, as we were saying before.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to a stage though where you write something and think, actually no, that's too personal, I can't put that out there?
No, I don't really care about being too personal about my own life in my songs, but sometimes I will write really specific things about my relationships with other people, or I feel like I've even written songs just like in someone else's point of view, and then I often feel a little bit weird about like posting it on Instagram or something, because I'm like, oh, this person's obviously going to know that there's another song about them. And if it's like, I have a bunch of songs about like my high school boyfriend, and I don't really care with that because like we had a serious relationship, so I don't think he would think it's weird that I wrote a bunch of songs about our relationship. But with other people, sometimes I get a little more wary about it.
So have you ever had to have like an awkward conversation with someone afterwards and say, yep, that song's about you?
No, because I think usually it freaks people out a little. I know the song Paper Girl, well, the thing about writing songs is like it can be based on a specific experience, but then it ends up being about kind of like a broader concept.
Yeah, people can interpret it how they want.
Yeah. So then my song Paper Girl, it's more just about hookup culture in general, but it was originally inspired by this specific experience, even though it could have been inspired by so many experiences I've had. But the guy that initially inspired it, he knows it's about him, but he avoids me. But I've heard he's friends with some people that I'm friends with, and I've heard that he brags about the fact that it's about him.
I was going to say, he's got a song about him, right?
I know, but it's kind of mean, the song.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he can interpret it however he wants to.
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
And the song Paper Girl was taken from your first EP, which was
Yes.
released in 2018, wasn't it? So
Yes.
how did that whole EP come together? Talk us through the process of putting that EP together.
Okay, so how did it all start? I had never even really thought about recording, I guess. But this guy, there were 2 producers on it. So one of them, Shannon MacArthur, he reached out to me, and I took like a couple guitar lessons with him, I think, via Skype. And then he told me about the other producer, Aaron Sprinkle, and he usually does bigger artists, but he does like 1 or 2 more up-and-coming artists a year. So he sent him my music, and he was like, yeah, we should record. So then I went to Nashville to record the EP.
That always sounds immediately impressive anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love Nashville. Yeah.
You'd like to go back and do some more stuff there, would you?
I would love to, yeah. I love Nashville.
Yeah. What did you learn in that process? Did you enjoy all the recording process?
Yes.
What did happen that you didn't expect?
I think I say this about a lot of things, but it was definitely one of the best weeks of my life. It was just so cool to hear my songs come to life, because I feel like a lot of my songs I've always pictured with more production, but I don't know much about producing myself. And I don't think I would want to produce my own music as much, because I don't know, it just I feel too close to it. But yeah, that was very cool. And I guess I didn't know much about the recording process.
Did it sound how you envisaged it was going to sound, or was the end result completely different?
Yes, it sounded exactly how I wanted it to sound. I tend to be a perfectionist, so I wasn't gonna let it not sound exactly how I wanted it to. But also the producers, it just happened to be this really perfect match. I hadn't met Aaron Sprinkle until I actually got there, but he completely understood my visions, so it happened very naturally, I think.
He was on your wavelength.
Yes,
straight away.
He was.
That's
it was
good.
amazing.
That's really good.
Kiss me once, leave me stranded, stroke my skin, leave me empty-handed, don't explore my body, dine and dash and please yourself, open me up, then return me to the shelf, so I spread myself thin, my God, a girl can never win, I am a paper girl, I am a paper girl, kiss me twice, black and white turns gray, hold me close, then tell me you can't stay, don't say that I'm cute or smart, resort to words like pretty, do I feel validated or do I just feel shitty, so I spread myself thin, my God, a girl can never win, I am a paper girl, I am a paper girl, so leave me hanging out to dry, my paper heart stained from last night's wine, don't wanna be diminished or romanticized, paper tears fill my silly paper eyes, so cut me up like the paper doll I am. Rip me apart after holding my hands. Apologize for objectifying me. Assure me someday I'll meet somebody, and I will shed my skin and my head will spin, and I'm fragile, you can break me, you can I'm flimsy, you can fold me, you can I am a paper girl, I am a paper girl, I am a paper girl.
The Alpha Sessions.
Let's talk about on your website. You mention a number of your hobbies on there, which I found quite interesting. So let's just go through a couple of these. Crying over fictional characters.
Yes.
Any particular ones in
So many. Trying to think recent though, because I feel like I'm a creative writing major.
Yeah.
So I read a lot, and I also watch a lot of TV, which I guess most people do.
What are you reading at the moment?
I have to read a novel every week this term, but I haven't started the one that I need to read this week. I think it's called The Day of the Triffids. I'm not positive.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that the
I've
right
heard.
title? Yeah.
I think that sounds about right. Yeah.
Don't tell my teacher. I haven't started that.
Don't listen to this.
But yeah, don't listen. But that's what I'm supposed to be reading this week.
Another hobby you've listed is losing your keys.
Yeah.
Are you always
oh my
losing
gosh,
things?
That's so funny. I didn't even remember writing this, but yes, that's true.
Are you prone? Do you turn up at gigs and think, "Oh, I've forgotten something vital"?
I think I get a little bit more anal before gigs because I don't know. If I don't remember my keys, that only really affects me, I guess, unless I don't know.
Unless you're house sharing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Trying on 1,000 outfits in front of a mirror.
Yeah,
Are you a
that's true.
shopaholic?
I am.
I
am. It's bad.
How do you find the shopping in London compared to back in New York?
I love it. I think I like it more because it has. I try to mainly shop vintage and thrift and stuff, and there's just endless amazing, especially on Brick Lane.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's my favorite spot. Yeah. And all the markets. There are so many.
So you've done a lot of shopping since you've been over here, have you? Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. I got this sweater here.
Yeah. It's nice. Well, you need plenty of those once you're over here, that's for sure.
I didn't bring enough.
Yeah. And also listed here, meeting people and immediately turning into their therapist.
Yes.
Do you find
That's
that you're one of
true.
those that's always giving out advice? Obviously, partly through your music, I guess. But
that's true. Yeah, music is like my personal therapy. I also have a therapist, but
it's good to talk.
Yeah. But also music. Yeah.
Do you find, because you have, and we're going to come on to social media next, but you have a lot of followers, especially on Instagram. So do you find that you have a lot of fans that reach out to you and want to share their experiences with you that they want to talk to you about?
Yes, actually. My song Deadline that's on the EP has seemed to resonate with a lot of people my age because it's about having a relationship with a deadline, I guess because of distance. And I think 2 people recently reached out to me about I don't know if I should share the details.
We can keep it fairly generic.
Yeah, you know. Especially, I don't know if it's as common here, but in the States, I feel like almost everyone I know goes abroad for a semester, usually to Europe. So I know one person reached out to me saying that the person they're seeing is going abroad. So it's like, I don't know if we really have time to be something official, but you get the point. So yeah, that always makes me really, really excited, especially because I don't relate to that song at all right now. Yeah.
Really interesting how, so many other people can relate to that song, which is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, big compliment.
Yeah.
And do you enjoy that process, or does it feel very responsible? You know, you've got these people reaching out to you because of the lyrics they've heard in your song, and they feel like you get where they're at.
Yeah. No, I love it. Because I guess I don't write a song like that with any sort of responsibility in mind, because I literally just wrote about like saying goodbye to my high school boyfriend. So it's really cool that other people relate, and I got to let my angst about it out.
Yeah, I think that's great. And talking of social media, I was looking at your Instagram. You've got about 10,500 followers.
Yes.
Which is massive, isn't it?
I know.
So I mean, what's the secret?
Taking a lot of pictures, following a lot of people.
Do you like social media? Do you enjoy using Instagram, or do you find it's a bit of a challenge?
I wouldn't say. I feel, what's the word? It goes both ways. I really like taking pictures, and it's nice to get validation that your pictures are nice. But I definitely find it pretty stressful.
And I'm assuming that, I guess it's inevitable, really, that not all the contact you're going to have is necessarily going to be positive, and you'll get people who are trying to throw you advice that you don't need and stuff. So, so how do you deal with that?
Cry. That's how I deal with it.
Oh.
Yeah. I definitely get a good deal of like hateful comments, and not more than nice comments, but I've never really understood the whole like your skin gets thicker thing, because I don't feel like.
Well, it's a very personal thing, isn't it? Especially as a performer, I think, for people to kind of make comment on that, and it's just too easy for people to turn around and be negative when
it
if
is.
you've got nothing positive to say, then don't say it at all, right?
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Dear Juliet, I just got off my second flight. Fair Verona's lovely, the moon sings love songs at night. Dear Juliet, I'm writing letters in your name. Just like in the movie, I'll answer 50 every day. Rosy cheeks, language, scattered speech. Dear Juliet, I never wanna leave. Dear Juliet, you've taken a piece of me. Dear Juliet, I met a boy this afternoon. I gaze into his denim eyes under the singing moon. Dear Juliet, we share wine by the riverside. Your city is a museum, we wander till sunrise. Rosy cheeks, language, scattered speech. Dear Juliet, I never wanna leave. Dear Juliet, you've taken a piece of me. Letters from all over the world. Parting is such sweet sorrow. But I dear Juliet. Thank you for your time, for the whimsy and the women, keeping you alive, dear Juliet.
The Alpha Sessions.
Let's go on to touring. Tell us about some of the highlights of places that you've performed.
Oh man, I don't know. Usually I play my song Paper Girl and I have people sing the chorus with me. Like I'll teach it to them and whatnot. So that's always fun.
It is a bit of an earworm, I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
I mean, the song is already stuck in my head, so
really,
that's definitely a good sign.
That's the intention.
I'm not sure I should be
So-
going around singing Paper Girl somehow.
Yeah, I love. It's also really funny because it's not a happy song. So I like to hear everyone sing. It sounds really cute, but then everyone's singing about being paper and used and stuff. I don't know. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, not quite how you intended it when you wrote it. I guess.
Yeah, but it's fun, and I like seeing like people who don't even look like they would ever listen to it sing along, like my dad. But he would listen because it's me. But
Your dad sings along with you, does he?
oh yeah,
Okay.
of course. Yeah,
That's good. There's no duet in the pipeline, do you think?
maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about where you would love to perform. Where would be the dream venue for you if you could perform anywhere in the world?
Like venue or city?
Either or, really.
When I was younger, I definitely would have always been like Madison Square Garden
Yeah.
and something that big. But that does, I do like attention, but it does scare me a little bit to be that big.
I was going to say, do you prefer the really big gigs, like a stadium gig, or would you actually like the kind of more interactive, smaller, acoustic type gigs?
I mean, I've never done a huge stadium type thing.
We've never got you on Wembley Stadium yet. No.
Yeah, no. So I guess I can't really say.
But I guess it's more that, do you like the intimate type gig more? Or would you just love the idea of performing in front of a bigger crowd as possible?
I do love that idea. Because I think there are ways to make bigger spaces more intimate. Kind of like Taylor Swift, obviously she performs at the biggest places, but it always feels like she's talking to you.
Yeah. Well, my next question I was going to ask was if you could share the stage with any artist. I'm wondering if Taylor Swift is going to be the one, because we'll put in the call afterwards if it is.
Oh, man. Yeah, please do. Oh, my gosh. Obviously, that would be amazing. There are so many that I would absolutely die to be on the same stage as. My favorite artist is Conor Oberst. If I somehow ever got to play on the same stage as him, I don't know how I would react. I would probably just cry. I don't know if I could keep it together.
You'd stand and watch for a bit, maybe.
Probably the whole time. I wouldn't realize I'm on stage. Yeah.
That's fine. He could maybe do your support slot. He could play first and then,
Yeah, he can take my spot. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And one other question we like to ask here in terms of touring, if you could have a dream rider, so if you could have anything delivered to your room before or after the gig, and think big, there's no limits here, what would be the dream thing that you would ask for?
Like, should I say more than just Shake Shack?
Oh, yeah. What's Shake Shack?
Shake Shack?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
You don't?
No. Have I not lived? Maybe it's not a British
There's
thing.
one in London.
Is there?
Am I saying this correctly? Is it Leicester Square? Did I say
Leicester Square.
Leicester Square?
Yeah.
I thought it was Leicester.
Leicester Square.
Leicester. But it's Leicester?
Leicester, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one in Leicester Square.
Okay.
It's like the best burger, or I don't know. Do you eat meat?
Yeah.
They also have a shroom burger, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'm always craving Shake Shack.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so let's quickly talk about your new EP, which is coming out soon. What can you tell us about it?
So there are only 3 songs on this one. Hopefully I'll be able to record more because it's a travel-based EP. So 2 of the songs that I played, one of them's called London and one of them's called Dear Juliet, but it's based in Verona, Italy. And then the 3rd song is called Murdered Angels, and it's based in Vienna, Austria. So it's kind of just songs that were inspired from places I've visited. And I definitely have a few more that I've written that are very place-based, but I recorded those 3.
So it's definitely going to be those 3 on the EP that
Yes.
we can look forward to. It sounds like you've got more for another EP at some point. So that's good. We can look forward to lots more new music.
I know.
Yeah. And when's the EP likely to be out, or do we not know yet?
Don't know. I want to pace it a little bit because I just released a music video. So
yeah, so the music video was for Second Chance, another one of the songs that you're doing today.
Yes.
So yeah, tell us about the making of the video.
It was so fun. I kind of had this idea for a while to do a sort of scavenger hunt throughout. I didn't know if it was going to be in New York, but in New York, that would eventually lead to like a friend that would be my second chance. And I got my best friend to play the friend. And so we woke up at, I think, 4 a.m. so that we could film the first part that's on the Williamsburg Bridge at sunrise. And she stayed the whole time, even though she wasn't in it until the very end, which was at like 4 p.m. maybe. So
you shot the whole thing in one day, did you?
Yeah.
Very cool. And have you got a bug now for doing more videos? You're definitely going to do some more videos for the new EP, maybe?
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so. Although the thing is, though, since they're place based, I feel like I'd have to be in the places. Maybe not.
Well, I mean, you're touring all the time anyway. You know,
I guess.
You could get to do a video in London, a video in Italy.
That's true.
That'd give you more of an excuse,
that'd be
doesn't
cool.
it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
That would be cool.
Perhaps people
You're giving me ideas.
People can write in if they want you to go and visit their place.
Yeah.
And do it there. Yeah. Excellent. Oh, well, we look forward to more of that. Well, I mean, I could go on chatting to you for hours probably because there's so much that you've been up to and so much that you're doing. But if people want to find out more about you, where can they go?
You could follow my Instagram, which is maybe where I post the most, which is Sarah Gargano 29. I have a website, which is sarahgarganomusic.com. I have a Facebook page. I have a mailing list, which if you go to my website, you can subscribe on there.
So head to the website and all the links will be on
there. Yes, they'll all be on sarahgarganomusic.com.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, loads of luck with the rest of your visit here to London. I hope you're going to be back lots more after this.
I hope so too.
And we'll definitely like to have you back again at some point in the future. But thanks so much for coming down.
Thank you. London, leave the city I grew up in where I cut off all my hair. Apologies if I don't call much, maybe I'm just having brunch somewhere, pretending I'm not scared. But I'm scared. This time maybe I won't have to run away. let them ever slip away. A new home when I'm alone, I'll still feel okay. In London, in London. Finally, I'm starting over, won't have to filter everything I say. My words like clay play out at pubs every night, brush my teeth twice every day, pretend I'm not afraid, but I'm afraid. This time maybe I won't have to run away. I'll make friends, won't let them ever slip away. A new home when I'm alone, I'll still feel okay. In London, in London. Maybe I'll come back to visit, even for a minute, and you'll recognize a tiny piece of me. This time, maybe I won't have to run away. I'll make friends, won't let them ever slip away. A new home when I'm alone, I'll still feel okay. In London, in London, in London.